I've officially watched all 24 hours of preseason testing this week, so you don't have to. So let's discuss day 3. The main story of the day comes from Aston Martin, who had their worst day of testing. Honda released a statement today saying that yesterday their issue was battery related and that they are also suffering a shortage of power unit parts, so they wouldn't be completing any long runs for the day. But I don't think any of us thought that that would mean that they would only complete 6 laps for the entire day, and not a single one of them being a timed lap. So Aston Martin is obviously on the back foot going into Australia. So in the morning session, something interesting that Haas did was that they tested intermediate tires so that they could test their active aero in a wet condition. It wasn't actually wet, but they were trying to simulate wet conditions because in wet conditions with active aero, only the front wing flap activates, not the rear wing as well. And I believe they were the only team to test that, which should be good because it is forecasted to rain in Australia. Kimi also came to a stop on track and brought out a red flag and had to hop out of the car, and they were not able to get his car back out on track for the rest of the session. And Charles had the fastest lap of the morning session with a 1:33.689. And for the afternoon session, it was a really slow start for most of the teams who didn't get out on track until about 30 or 45 minutes had passed. Cadillac had an issue where they couldn't download their data, so they had to do it manually, and that lost them a lot of runtime in the afternoon session as well. McLaren also had some delays in the afternoon session, losing 2 hours of runtime. Lando didn't go out until there were only 2 hours left in the session. Things are looking pretty good for VCARB, with Arvid Lindblad completing 165 laps for the entire day. And then Charles set the fastest lap of all of testing, a 1:31.992. And then to close out all of preseason testing, they completed another successful standing start. So basically after testing, the Big Four is looking like the Big Four again, and we're not sure who's the leader of the midfield pack. But obviously we can't read too much into testing data, so we're just gonna have to wait 2 weeks until the first race of the season to find out the real order. I'm so excited. I'm exhausted, but it has been so fun to watch cars on track again. So what are your final thoughts after testing? Who's your front runner? And Ferrari fans, how are we feeling?